Welcome to The Hookup. My name is Crochet Me Zaddy, your host and fellow craft enthusiast, and this is your weekly dose of crafty conversations with your favorite crafty content creators.
Hello everyone and welcome back to The Hookup. Here we are with our special resident guest, all from Jade. Welcome back. How are you? I say how are you like we weren't just sitting here 2 minutes ago.
I'm still doing fine.
Still doing fine. Great. In today's episode, we're going to be talking more directly about your recently released book. Very, very exciting. A big congratulations as well. How many days has it been since it released?
4 days.
It's been 4 days?
Yeah, right now we're June 22nd and it was June 18th.
What's the reaction been like online?
Like this.
Screaming, clapping, cheering.
Well, I was.
Like, yeah. Did it feel like you were like finishing the race, like running across the, what is it, the finish line, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're like, I did it."
The word I'm saying the most right now is finally. Finally. Every time someone is tagging me, finally, you have it. Finally. Yay, finally. Yeah, it was a long run. It was a long run.
Yeah. When I saw my friend Jamie, who released like a knitting book, she's Melbourne based as well, but I saw her the day of her release and she was just like, oh, like it's just like the longest thing, because you've been working on this book for 2 years, was it?
Almost 2 years, so since October of 2022.
Was that right when they reached out, or was that right when you accepted the offer?
No, so that was the beginning of like the journey. So October, they reach out to me, and then in end of January, February, I started working on the patterns.
Tell me a bit more about what that process was like. Was that them reaching out saying like, "Hey, we've got a great idea for a book and we think you'd be the perfect designer to do this," or was it, "Hey, we want to have you as a designer for a book. Do you have any ideas of what you might like to do?" Like,
it was really like an open conversation, so it was really nice. They just said that they really liked my work. They found me on Instagram, I think, and just like my style and what my pattern looked like, and they wanted to have a crochet book for amigurumis. So yeah, they asked if it was a project that I wanted to do, and it was a project that I wanted to do, but I had no idea what was the process and what I would have to do and how much work it would be. So all that was new to me. So yeah, I just replied and I said I was really curious to know more. So we had like a Zoom call or a little chat, me and Michelle from Quarto, and we just discussed about like my patterns, what I like to do, what is my style, a little bit about yarn at that point, I believe, but we were basically talking about mama patterns, which are my most popular, and no-sew patterns, because it's also very popular right now. So we ended the call like that, and she talked a little bit more about like what I would have to do and what the next step would be. And the next step is basically the proposal. So you write your ideas, what you want to do. And I think at that point I sent a few sketches of like the style I wanted to go for. But I was not really convinced about mama patterns and neither about no-sew patterns, because they wanted a book with exclusive patterns like that. Yes. They would be only in the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, mama patterns are so popular. I already have like over 10, maybe 15 patterns. So I was like, I need to create like 20 new mama patterns. And I want to keep them on my
yeah.
Etsy. I want to keep them to me for myself. And then the no-sew part, I was like, if I want to write no-sew on the book, it has to be all no-sew patterns. And that was, I feel, too big of a challenge for me, because I wanted to like the patterns. I really wanted to like all of them. And sometimes in no-sew patterns, you have to change things up to make it work. and it's not always easier. Actually, not at all. Like, it's harder to explain and harder, and I was like, in a book it might be hard. So we ended up going somewhere else, and we talked about modification patterns, and I explained what I liked about that, like doing like one body and then changing like the little features to make it a different animal. And I was like, maybe it's something we could do, so we can have like a collection of so many different animals or critters. So we went with that. I think it was more like what I wanted to do. And it was a little easier to have like the same head and like 5 bodies, and then I just have to do like the ears, the muzzles, and the tails. It was a good in between for the amount of work I had to do, because they told me that I would have like about 6 months to do the 20 patterns. And I was like, that's good if I'm only doing that.
Yeah.
But then I also want to be still active on my social medias, and I want to be releasing patterns. Like, I still want to make money during that time. So that's why it was a lot of pressure at that point. But yeah, it was a good in between. So not creating like 20 full different patterns, like with all different bodies and everything. So I think it was a really good idea at that point. So then I sent another proposal, and I did a few sketches just of the animals, and I said that I wanted to include one existing pattern of mine, which is Ben the Bear. Where are you, Ben? I'm going to show. So this is one of my existing patterns before the book, and I really like that body with the little feet inwards. I think it's so cute. So I wanted to use that body and the bear, and then I said I can create like 4 other bodies and then 19 more animals. So we went with that. The team loved the idea and my sketches, so I started designing, in February. But what we don't really think about is that, yes, there are patterns in the book, but there are other stuff as well. I'm just gonna show it like that, even if it's
Tell me everything.
like, there's a lot of, because you don't have it yet. There's a lot of like materials, a lot of pictures, like all the stitches, and you see they are QR codes.
Yes, I read about this part as well, the QR codes. Did you have to film all these tutorials too?
Yeah, I did. So these are my pictures, my hands.
Yep.
And yeah, QR codes for all the stitches. So it's basically all the stitches that are going to be used in the book. And then I'm talking about color changes, how I like to make them different, because I'm using 3 techniques. What else? Stuffing, sewing, like basically everything I learned about amigurumi in like the past 8 years, I put it here. So I'm like, I like to have I know I have a lot of beginners that are following me, and I know that books can be frustrating when you're a beginner. So I was like, with the pictures, with the QR code, I think they can figure it out.
Yes.
So yes, a lot, like about, I don't know, folding the ears here, like for the donkey. A lot of techniques that I'm using in the book, but like eye options, black eyes, felt eyes, embroidered eyes, like a lot.
It's honestly like a dream kind of book for someone like for me when I first started crocheting, because I mean, with my patterns as well, you see I have like the same kind of body base, and I love just kind of like making a it's not even like a slight difference. I make a difference around that base of the body, which is exactly what the book is. And I just like love having this idea of like a cohesive group of plushies that are all clearly in the same family. And I love this idea that with your book you can get exactly that. And more.
I started my first few patterns was all the same body, and I did like a farm collection, so it was like a cow, a sheep, pig, and they were all the same body, and that's what I started with in 2019. So I was just happy. And what I wanted to really offer in this book was, I was always thinking, what did I want it like in a book when I first started? So 10 years ago, if I was doing a plushie, how can I do the eyelash? How can I do the eyebrows? How can I... and what's the like easiest way to do it, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's like accept the pattern. So there's still a lot of work, like lots of words, pictures, as you can see. Cheeks, I don't know, I put a lot. And now you see the basic, and you have the basic patterns. I think these are so cute. So these pictures are not from me. So I shipped my toys in the US so they can like do a little nice shots of them. So for the chapters openers, it's not my pictures, but all of the other ones, like with my hands and everything, was me. So yeah, you have the head pattern, and you can see just the like different results. And then you have 5 bodies, like you said, 2 standing, 2 sittings, and then 1. Yeah. This is my favorite, I think, the sleeping one.
Yeah, because they're on the front cover, aren't they? Yeah.
It looks like a little sleeping baby with the little legs like this. But this one is a little harder, obviously. And then you just have the chapters with all the animals. And then at the end, I have to show it because it's my favorite part of the book. The end is the best.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be creative, because that's the name of this section. I'm going to find it. Unicorn. Okay. Be creative. Like this. So this is my favorite section just because first I'm talking about my design process. So everything I'm doing, like starting from a sketch and all the steps I'm following to create a pattern. So if someone is like into pattern designing, and then a few basic shapes and then the patterns with that shape, same for the little like, so if they want to add like a new animal that is not in the book, they can just like try and do their own shape.
So good.
And then the little flowers, accessories, and then I'm talking about how to make like a little skirt or tutu collar.
Cute. I didn't know about all this extra stuff.
Yeah, so like you can make so many with just one book, and then like the little curtain holder here. So basically you just take the sitting body and you just make the arms longer, and then you cross them, rattle. So yeah, just a lot of ideas, but I really like that section because it's really me. I like to think outside the box and just create something new. Or
would you say this book is like perfect for anyone who is really just learning to crochet or have just got the basics?
I think it would be great for beginners as well. Mm-hmm. It will be harder for them for sure because they're learning everything. But I think that with the stitches and with the QR codes, they could manage to do like like maybe the easy. So there's a skill level in every body, head, and then animal. So I guess if they take like the easiest body with the easiest animal, like the bunny is really, really easy.
Yeah, I always say the bunny is the place to start.
That was like 2 ears. That's it.
Yeah.
Like the head, 2 ears, and then you just do the body and the little tail, of course. Yeah, of course. But so I think a beginner could learn a lot from that. And even not so much of a beginner, I think body, like the sleeping pose, is an advanced one just because of the legs, I think, and like how you have to sew it. It's not like a standard, I don't know, way of placing your plushie. So even like if you're not a beginner, you'll find things that are really like still not so easy for you, I guess.
Did you have to make obviously you made one of every animal, but did you have to make one of every body of every animal as well?
No, I couldn't. I didn't have time.
I was like
that's 100. That's 100. So you have 20 animals and then 5 bodies. I think the one I made the most, well, they're not finished. The dragons, I did it in 5 poses, but I have to like finish sewing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made all of them in worsted weight yarn. That's another thing that we discussed before making the book, and that we discussed in the previous episode. But yeah, I wanted my book to be in worsted weight yarn just because I feel like
it's more accessible.
Yeah, more accessible, yes. And I feel like people, like there are still people that are not using plush yarn. And I feel like these people, when they see a plushie made in plush yarn, they say like, oh, then I cannot do it in worsted weight yarn. And I knew that I was going to make them in plush yarn at one point. So it was like, in the book, it's going to be in worsted weight yarn. And then you can see it in the book at some places. You can still see that it's possible to make them like in blanket yarn and here on plush yarn. So that's what I wanted to do, just to make all the options possible. I showed it also, but yeah, worsted weight yarn for the book. It's less expensive as well as like to make it. And I had a bunch of worsted weight yarn in stock that I needed to use. So but that was a challenge because I was not crocheting in worsted weight yarn anymore as much anymore. So that was a challenge. Like I was like, I want to do it in plush yarn. I want to see how it's gonna look, but I just had to like push through. But if we go back to the process, because I didn't talk about that, I think, but there were 3 deadlines that I had to like respect. And every time I think I was just waiting for the week before to like work. Yeah. And I was like, why am I like this? But I am like this. So I couldn't just like do 1 pattern a week until the deadline. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then I had to do like 5 patterns in that week. And I was like, okay, I'm done. So that's my fault. That's on my side. I wish I could be different, but that's how I am. And I work under pressure. So the pressure was there.
No, I'm fully the same as you. I like, even coming up to my market soon, I'm like, oh, I know I'm like slowly working on getting everything prepared for it. It's in 3 weeks away, and I still need okay, I'm going to say 100 plushies is what I've got planned to make in 3 weeks, which is a lot. But a lot of those are like half an hour makes, so I will power through a lot of those. But I'm also like, I know it's going to be coming up to the last week, and I'll be like, oh my god, like I've still got 98 to make or something. Like
I have 2 days left to 98. I can do it.
No, I fully get you. So going on like the workload, one of the things I really wanted to know, because I'm curious about it, is I know with like Drew, because of, I mean, I wasn't supposed to know, but I did know about like the whole book process with it, and how much work goes into it. But then also having family members who have toddlers at home, how did you manage to juggle getting so much of that work done with having an under 5-year-old at home?
It's a sad question, sad answer, because I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I don't know.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
No, for real, I was really working like every time I could. So she's waking up late every morning, so I'm lucky for that. So I would set an alarm and then work before she wakes up, and then do the little routine in the morning with her, and then work all day while she's at the daycare, and then would have dinner, and then she would go to bed, and then I would work until like midnight, and then just do that every day for like 8 months.
That is wild. There's so much work that's gone into that book.
It is a lot of work, and I think what's really hard is not just to work, but to like work smart. Because you have to be really like organized, and once again, I am not. I'm trying, but I am not.
I don't know any crochet artist who is organized.
Thank you.
We're all here to comfortably do what we feel like as a job.
Yep. No, but for real, I'm not really organized usually, and I'm just like, when I'm designing patterns, I'm just go with the flow basically, and then we'll see how it goes. But for the book, I really had to think about, okay, what I'm gonna submit, what I'm gonna send, am I okay with the deadline? Am I gonna have enough pages? Because I didn't know, like, one pattern, how many pages is gonna be one pattern in the book? I don't know, because there was a limit of pages that I have to do, and also, is it not enough? It was really the beginning, the hardest, like to figure everything out when you don't know anything, basically.
Yeah.
And then I didn't talk about that either, but it looks really like not important or stupid, but for like all the little pictures with my hands, my nails are done. Okay, you see the little nail
I was gonna
polish?
ask, did you do your own nails because of your experience as a nail
Oh no, just because I
technician?
thought it
No?
was clean. Like just because I wanted to be clean and let like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would do the same. I would have a full manicure if I was doing a book. I'd like,
Sure. I mean, we're seeing my nails. We're gonna see them, and I want them to be clean and like we're seeing the stitches and not the nails. Um, but I was trying to do as many like I don't know pieces ready to be pictured. I don't know, taking like and then I would do my nails and then take like 150 pictures, 200 pictures with all the little pieces that I had and all the little stitches and same for the videos. But that was just that little part of the nail. I was like, I have to do my nail. I cannot take my pictures because my nails are not done. And it
yeah,
had to be the same color every time because I don't want like two images on one page to be like pink nails and then
that's so
purple nails and
true.
then or no nail polish or so it's just a little detail, but that detail made it worse.
Yeah, I could only imagine you're like, okay, I need to make sure this is all completely cohesive. Like,
Yeah, and then I want to take my pictures now. I don't want to do my nails, but I'm gonna have to do my nails if I want to take the pictures.
oh my God, it's like it's those little things that people don't think of.
Like the lights, I was like in January, February in Quebec is really dark soon. It's like dark at 4 p.m. So starting at like 2, sun goes down. I don't have the good lighting for my pictures, so I was like, okay, I have to take my pictures in the morning. And then so it's just like usually I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. If I cannot do it today, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But like for the book, and just the fact that people were waiting, like the team was waiting for my material, like usually nobody's waiting after me. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
hard.
You're like, wait, I'm just waiting for my nail polish to dry, okay? Like, just give me a moment. You're like out there on the couch, like,
My pictures are coming.
yeah, looking like full relaxed, like your hair's in a little towel. You're just like,
No, that was hard. It was fun at the same time, and I was really like trying to enjoy it while doing the book because it was like that's so special, so unique. It's my first time making a book, so I was just really trying to enjoy the process as well. But it was just a lot because I really wanted people not to know, and I really tried to post as much as I'm used to. So yeah, it was hard.
congratulations. It's such a difficult thing to do. I can only imagine it. Like,
Thank you. I filmed some like behind the scenes where I was just like talking about what I was doing behind the scenes, like, and then I didn't post them. Maybe I should. I'm still, but I was like, so I just publicly released Tiana, the turtle, but what you didn't see is like I did that about the book,
yeah.
but you don't know it yet.
Yeah. I started recording like because I haven't been doing as many of my like YouTube vlogs lately, just because there's so much going into market prep and whatnot. And so I started like recording myself now getting ready for market prep, and I'm just like stressed out. I don't know what my planning is. I was like, this is gonna be the most like nonsensical vlog I've ever had, where I'm just like not making sense. I'm literally just like rattling off my brain what's going through at the time. I was like, I don't know who's gonna be watching this.
That's
That's
real
what I
life.
could.
I feel like we all go through that, but we don't really show it. But like so many times we just design a pattern and it's not working, or it's not working like we want, or we don't even know what we're doing or what we want, and we're just like watching and like I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And like there's just nothing going on.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. I was gonna ask, with the plushies that you have made, they sent them back, right? The ones that are in the book.
They're just
Yeah, yeah, the whole collection. You've got them all with you still.
yes, so I can show you if you want to see. So I
Yeah.
showed
Oh yeah,
there.
absolutely. I was gonna ask if you're ever going to get rid of them, or you're going to keep them like somewhere in your room as like a little shrine, as like, this is my, I thought you might.
I'm gonna keep them forever.
Yeah,
Like the
it's so
original
cool.
ones. All the ones I did for the book, I'm gonna keep them for sure. And then all the other ones, I'm not sure yet. Like all the replica or like the plush version, I might sell them. But at least I want to do all 20 of them in plush yarn and then like take all my pictures and everything and then sell them. But yeah, the original ones are staying with me for sure.
Yeah. Did you want to do a little show and tell of what you've got?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's just go like this. So we have Ben the bear, Grace the giraffe. And once again, all the bodies can change. So right now she has what we call body 2, and this is body 1. So you see the 2 standing. This one has a longer neck because she is a giraffe, but the feet a little different. The arms here are shorter, and usually there's not like that long neck, and the other ones are like I show like this one. This is body 2 for both. It's just that this one has more rows here for the neck.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
body 2 and then body. Sorry, what?
No, just interesting. I'm getting my own, like, I feel like I'm getting my own personal, like, insight into the book. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Then this is body 3. So it is a sitting body and really short limbs. So short legs, short arms. And this is body 4. So it's again a sitting one, but much, as you can see, longer. And it's taller as well. The body is longer here. So we have the donkey, the goat with our little flowers because zebra I showed with this is body 1 with the little feet inwards. Then we have I showed this one as well, the bunny. Triceratops here like that. This is also see my nails are not done and that's real life here.
Yeah.
So yeah, body 2. Which one do we have? Oh, and I like to show this since now I have it. See the difference. This is the same pattern. It's a dinosaur, both of them. It's the same head. See, it's the same head. Same head, same spikes, same tail. Everything is just that the body is different and obviously the yarn is different, but it's just a way of like showing how much it can make a difference just to change the body and the yarn. You have 2 different plushies. But yeah, so this is the dinosaur in the sleeping position. So
Cute.
like this. What else? Here, the horse. Body 1 as well. Needs to go. You just woke up. This one too.
Yeah. I relate to the horse.
Moose. Because, Canada. Yeah, this one is a little darker. I'm trying to find the light. But yeah. Little moose in body 4. So this is a tall body. Wolf. Sleeping wolf. Yeah, I like this one. The wolf and the fox are really similar. Not because they don't look because they have different bodies here, but like the head, the color changes is pretty much the same, like just at the front of the face. The muzzle is really similar as well, the ears as well, the tail. So fox and wolf, I didn't know, but in real life they're kind of similar.
Yeah, I mean, even I was thinking about doing a 2-in-1 pattern for a fox and a wolf.
They're really similar. Yeah, just different colors. So body 3 for this one. One of my favorites, and I think everyone loves it.
Oh
Gorilla.
yes, I've seen the standing video of this one.
Yeah.
The booty. Yeah.
So see this one as a fluffy yarn, and this one.
Yeah.
Actually, this one is worsted weight yarn and acrylic, and I just brushed it with a little,
okay.
little brush. So it's not fluffy yarn, this one. So, but yeah, this is probably my, I want to say my favorite now, but maybe just because people likes it more, and I'm like, oh, me too.
Yeah, the little bootylicious one was an absolute favorite of everyone's, I think.
This one has a little one, a tiny one as well.
Oh yeah.
Someone told me that they are doing it in the sleeping position, and I was like, that's such a good idea, and then we'll have the little bum here at the top.
Yeah.
And then we're almost there. We have the little rhino.
Cute.
Like this. I like this one a lot too. My daughter's favorite, unicorn.
The yellow unicorn.
Yeah.
Adorable.
There's some...
Forever a classic, the unicorn.
Cow, classic as well. This one
Also
is
a classic,
sleeping,
yeah.
little eyes. I wanted to show the eyes. And what else? Dragon. Yeah. Dragon. This one here.
Stunning. I like the wings on that one.
Yeah, me too. And we don't really see it well, but yeah, the little lines there.
Yeah.
Like
The
it
detail.
a lot too. Thank you. And Panda. I think it's my last one.
Panda.
The little one.
So
Little tiny one.
many.
And see,
So
it's
many creations.
different.
Yeah. I like it. You like, for me right now, you like take, like, you put it out of the screen, you just bring it back in with a different body. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Then, hold on, I have the fluffy cow as well. Here.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the same cow, and this is body 2, and this is the same as the cow I just showed. I don't know where she is now. Oh, here. So, see, 2 different, really different results. 2 different.
Yeah.
I just love this one so much. I don't think I'm gonna sell it. I want to keep it for myself. we want to keep them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I just can't get over how much work that would have been. Like, but also like a lot of joy. You can see that you like absolutely love every single pattern that you've made and put into the book as well.
Yeah, and I felt pretty lucky because it went smooth. The gorilla was the hardest one to design because the way it's made, it's like behind the muzzle. I'm gonna show you. Behind the muzzle, this little half circle, I'm revealing secrets here, but this half circle is actually a full circle. So it's like a flat circle, and then it's hidden by the muzzle. So you can't see the other part of the flat face. So this is 2 pieces.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Let me
My brain is like,
yeah, even my brain was like, is it really? I wanted to do like 1 piece, but I couldn't. Like, it was not
yeah.
looking good. So
So
see, it looks really weird. There's no muzzle there. Like this, there's no muzzle. So you really have to trust the process.
So the face is like attached on.
Yeah, with the little like eyebrows and like here. So this is a like flat circle, the face, underneath there's the full circle, and then you just sew the muzzle on top of that to hide that bottom part.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to do like back and forth for the rows. So I really wanted to have that same look. So anyways, I did his face probably like 3 or 4 times, but that's the only one. All the other ones were like first try. And
much more straightforward, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't really seen any gorilla patterns before, especially one like this cute.
Yeah, I had a list of animals I wanted to make for the book, or like ideas that I started with, and I remember putting like gorilla or monkey. So I wasn't sure if I would be doing a monkey or gorilla. But then after that, I said, there are a lot of monkey patterns already, and I already have one. So I'm like, but I didn't want to do a gorilla because I was scared. I was like, it's going to be harder because I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You're like, I'm trying to make this an easy process for myself. Like...
No, I'm glad it ended up, like I ended up doing it because I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
And different.
Would you ever do another book in the near future? Or
I don't want to say no. But maybe I'm gonna self-publish or something like that.
Okay. Just
because I want to offer like existing patterns more. So
yeah,
I'm thinking like a mama patterns book.
That would be
with
cute.
my existing, and then adding more like new ones.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna be able to do that with like a publisher. They want new patterns, but a lot of people have asked me like to have a book with all mama patterns because they like it so much, or like family patterns. So I might do that, but that's once again a lot of work. But then I wouldn't have deadlines. I would just go like once again with the flow and then just work a little bit on it. And so I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. I'm still open.
We'll see.
Maybe not this year though.
Yeah, I know. Have a
take
break, relax, enjoy it. Because I always find it like absolutely wild. Like with that book, as I've got it up on my screen here as well. For me, it's coming up as $40 Australian with over 100 designs. Is a wild amount.
And yeah, and that's awesome for like the customer, but for like the designer, it's for me, like everyone is like, oh, you're gonna make so much money. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
I know, yeah. I was like, I don't really, yeah. I didn't know if I was going to ask you more about that, but I was like, I from what I've heard with other people designing books and things, it's a very cool honor, and a lot of work. And I know there is payment, but sometimes I know it's not what people might think it is with regards to ongoing payments or even. Yeah.
It's very, very low compared to like selling individual patterns on my Etsy, if we take that as an example.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's just I wanted to do it for the fact of having my own book.
Oh.
I'm like, I have a book just to say that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
So it was not for the money, but for sure, if it was my only like, I don't know, revenue, I wouldn't be crocheting full time, just like with one book. It's not gonna bring me anywhere, but it's just the fact that everyone like wants it or want to try it, and that it's my name on this book.
Yeah. Plus, yeah, having the publishers getting it out there, doing all that kind of work for you, it's very cool.
I think now that I know the process, I would be more like curious about self-publishing, like I said. But if it was my first book, I would have not go there because I didn't know anything about like book publishing or anything like that. So I was like, well, no.
No, but it's all very exciting. One last question before we wrap it up, and I was going to ask you in the first one as well. I was going to say, what's your best piece of advice for beginner crocheters? And it might be relative to your book, or it might just be in general.
That's a good question. I want to say, don't go too fast.
Oh.
Let's put it like this. So sometimes when we learn something new, we have like that goal. Because when we start doing something, usually we have a goal. Like if you're starting to crochet and you want to do plushies, start with the start. Start with the beginning. Start with the basic stitches and make sure that you understand them and you know what you're doing and you understand what you're doing, and then everything else would be so much easier after that. If you want to start and then do the plushies already and you don't have an idea of what you're doing and what's an increase, what's a decrease, why I'm doing this. So sometimes we just want to go too fast because we want to go to that goal first, but just start from the beginning, learn what you have to learn, and then everything else will be easier.
Thank you. Did you have any other final words? Anything? Where can we find you? Where can we support you?
I'm pretty much everywhere, but if you really want to like follow me, I want to say Instagram, like I said in the previous one. Instagram, check my stories because I post a lot of stories. And also I have a Patreon. If you want to join my Patreon, I'm there too. I'm sharing little behind the scenes things that you don't see everywhere else. So yeah, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I have a YouTube with lots of tutorials, free patterns there. So if people want to learn, I also have crochet classes on my Etsy. So all the stuff if you want to learn also. But yeah, I'm everywhere and reachable everywhere.
Cool. And I'll put that all in the description below. Connect everyone to you somewhere down here. If they're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link to where you can find your book as well. Or I'll just put a link to all your links. It might make it easier for me. Rather than me copying and pasting everything from there.
Yeah.
It'll all be linked below. But thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure
frozen
getting to know
again.
you and
It's freezing.
getting to talk. Huh?
Sorry.
Right back?
You froze again.
Hello. No, that's all good. It's the computer telling us that we're done. The computer's like, stop. You guys,
thank you so much for
stop
having
talking.
me. It was so much fun. Let's put it like this.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. The computer's they're turning against us. They're angry with us talking too much. Okay, let's end it there. Thank you so much. Bye everyone.
Thank you for listening in to another episode of The Hookup. We'll be back again next week for more crafty conversations with more crafty friends. Have a good day. Bye.